All right. So this is the first episode of the year. What episode, Damo?
I think it's 107.
107. You think it's 107?
I think it's 107.
Okay. Well, tonight we have DJ Hannah on.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Finally.
Yeah, fun. Is that right? I see how it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So, who are you and what do you do? This is how I start every episode.
Well,
but, you know. You're a
I'm
DJ.
just
yeah.
I'm a girl that collects records and I play at Joe's.
Yeah.
I've been playing for about a year, and
At one of like Perth's best,
I mean, it
best
is
dive
fucking
bars.
cool.
Like,
it is, yeah. I mean, it was just a small hobby, and I mean, it still is. It's just something that I love to have fun, and but yeah, I don't know. It just really started from like my dad and I would just like be collecting records, like marketplace, or we'd go to like record fairs on the weekend.
and like crate dig kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%. Or like
I've never done that. I've always wanted to do that. Honestly,
it is so much fun.
I can imagine. Like,
Midland Records is my little sanctuary. It is awesome. It's
Midland
just-
Records.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Jamie, first time of the year. Please pull that up. Here we go. Midland Records.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how much does a record usually cost? Because I've only been gifted records. I've never actually bought any.
So it's definitely not a cheap hobby. That's for sure. I mean, obviously, anywhere from $30 to $500. So
$500?
I mean,
Like collector's edition of stuff, right?
100%. I mean, Violent Soho, their Hungry Ghost album, $500.
Really?
Yeah. And I was
Hungry
like,
Ghost? That which album's that? Is that the orange one?
that's their first, or one of their first albums. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think my most expensive one was Smashing Pumpkins' Siamese Dream. I think I paid about 110, something, 112, but
Still
worth
like,
every cent. That's
yeah.
probably the most played album that I have when I go to Joe's. So
And so, like, how many records have you got now at the moment?
at the moment, like right now, because I just kind of got a heap from this guy, because I've actually got this new sound system in my house. It's just like kind of like late 90s Pioneer with like a cassette player, but he just threw in 100 records as well.
Oh, shit.
So I've probably got over 200 at the moment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I haven't really, they're just like 40s and 50s kind of, I don't know,
40s
sing-along.
and 50s?
That's the ones that he's given me, the 100 records. But of my own collection, probably about 100, yeah.
So for the listeners out there that, like, what are 40s and 50s? Because I also kind of don't know as well. Is that like a size thing? Or do you...
No, like, I mean, like, time period. Of
Oh,
music.
okay, sorry.
He's just thrown
Yeah.
in some, like,
Yeah.
yeah, that kind of.
Okay.
But yeah.
That would be pretty cool. That's like swingy kind of like,
Yeah.
like, is that like Little Richard kind of era?
Kind of,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, my style was like very much more like 90s grunge. But I love everything though, from like blues to I don't know if you've heard of Rodriguez.
Oh yeah.
He's just so
He
cool.
disappeared though, didn't he?
He
Like,
disappeared, and there's this awesome story about how they found him again. And
because he made
yeah.
the Sugar Man, didn't he?
Yeah.
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 Wait, damn it, can you pull that up as well? Because like they made like a full film about him, didn't they? Because like he was like South American or African or something. Oh yeah, mic in.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Damo just does his hand signals.
Anyway. Yeah, he was searching for.
Yeah.
But like, so what happened with that though? Because he just disappeared. Like he made a whole bunch of music, right, and then just fell off the face of the earth or something. Can you please read it out, Damo? Pretty please. Right, here you go. His mic's on.
To prevent any sort of feedback from everyone else. Anywho.
That's fair.
So the funny thing is, the film's narrative of a South African story about an American musician, Mr. Rodriguez, was successful in Australia in the 1970s.
Oh wow! Okay.
And toured there in 1979, 1981. Because of this submission, some critics have called the documentary myth-making. However, the film focuses on his mysterious reputation in South Africa and the attempts of music historians there to track him down in the mid-1990s. South Africans were unaware of the Australian success due to the harsh censorship enacted by the apartheid regime. Coupled with the international sanctions that made any communication with the outside world on the subject of banned artists virtually impossible.
Bam!
Awesome.
There you go.
Thanks, Damo.
Cheers, Damo. So with Rodriguez,
But yeah, like he's someone that I love to start the night with. Like I'll start him. I love the Doors.
The Doors.
So like
the Doors are amazing.
Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Just like even some kind of more like really like early bluesy Led Zeppelin to kind of get people like
Van Morrison at all?
Van Morrison.
Yeah.
Come on.
Of course.
Yeah. But
all the classics.
Yeah. But yeah, it is always that kind of tricky thing on a like, especially if I'm starting on a night to kind of ease people in. You know, you don't want to put like all your bangers in at the start of the night because everyone kind of gets all amped up, and then it kind of that as a DJ obviously like
That's
it's that kind of balancing that.
Got to read the crowd
vibe.
and play appropriately, and then just amp
I think
it up.
I honestly love coming in to play at 1 to 4 because it's like the vibe's already kind of.
And this is at Joe's, right?
Yeah. Just kind of. I don't know. It's just good to kind of get in. It is a lot harder to amp people up than it is to kind of.
That's it, yeah.
I don't know.
What time would you normally start at the earlier part of Joe's Juice Joint?
Like 10 o'clock. Yeah, 10 to.
Okay.
10
Is that
to
when doors open, kind of thing?
No, like I think like 8 o'clock.
Oh, really?
Like yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because they do food and everything like that as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the people that don't know about Joe's Juice Joint, like, what is that place? I mean, for me, it's an amazing venue.
Dirty hole in the ground. No, just kidding.
Dirty hole in the ground. Okay.
No, it is cool. It is. I love that it's so true to itself. Like anyone that knows Joe's, they know. Oh, yeah, like this is what you're gonna get. This is what it's gonna be, and it's never a boring night. You know that there's always something going on.
Yeah. Every time I've been there, it's just like something happens. It's just, it's just exciting.
Oh, 100%. And
Well, yeah, go on. Sorry.
It is so cool. Like I've just met the coolest people. You know, it's been the greatest little thing. I don't know. I just love it so much.
So, how did you end up DJing there? Like, how did that all end up happening? Because, like, I'm a little bit jealous about that. But,
I think I was like, I don't know. I think I first discovered it when I was like 19 or something. And I just remember, because I was just going to like dirty clubs. Like, we're just like, normal,
just club hopping and
butterfly, like whatever, those kind of weird anyway.
And
I remember just stepping into Joe's and being like, it's nothing I've ever seen before, and it was they're playing my music, and I'm meeting people that are knowing my music as well, and it's something that I've just never experienced before. So it was just so cool, and then for them to be playing vinyl as well, and that was when I met Tim for the first time, and I just remember saying like, this is so dope. And he was like, yeah. And like same with Bobby as well. Bobby was just like quite a kind of, he's quite an emotionless guy.
Okay.
Kind of, but the coolest dude. Like just, he was, I don't know, I just kind of was like, a bit standoffish.
Those guys have been there quite,
so cool.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, a few years, I'm pretty sure they've been.
Okay.
And I remember like just sitting there, like with my Spotify, just requesting songs, and like I remember,
so you're one of those girls, just like holding your phone out, like, wait, can you play this, please?
Exactly.
But it was probably good tracks, though, right?
He was like, "These are great requests, but I don't have any of this on vinyl. Go talk to management and see if we can G up a time and come in." And so I did. So.
And then you just out of lucky.
Yeah, it was more like, a lot of shifts of just learning and not getting paid and just coming in and,
But the thing is, you got your foot in the door, and that's what matters.
100%.
And the thing is in
Perth.
Perth.
I don't do it for the money anyway. I mean, if I did, I would be dumb because it's so expensive to be buying records and,
But that's the thing, though, is because, like, in Perth, it's so hard to get your foot in the door sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, to be able to play at bars, pubs, clubs, wherever, it's just like to literally get your foot in the door and go, hey, no, I can do this. I've got really good taste. Please give me a go.
I think it literally takes that first step of just going, you know what, I can just
give me a go.
And and it's to be consistent as well. I think there were so many times where I was like, this is just fucked. Like it's late days. Like I'm working in the morning sometimes, but I would just I would rock up anyway and just have the greatest time. And sometimes not the greatest time, but
Well, that's it though, right? It's like when you're behind the decks and you're playing the music and people are dancing to your music, the just the feeling, the emotion, just everything going on. It's like, I put this record on, or I played it. Like for me, it's good. Like, you know, I dragged this on my laptop, but it's still like they're having a good time.
Yeah,
like, it's just
100%.
Yeah.
And it is like, it is such a mindful like thing for me, because I can completely switch off my phone as well. Like I'm not digital at all. It's literally my vinyl.
All analog,
and that's it. So it is so cool that I can just kind of, it's like, it's such an in the moment experience that it is so addictive as well.
How many records do you usually take to Joe's on a night? And like, how often do you actually, have you played there? Like, because you said over the last year kind of thing. Like,
so I've been there for like almost exactly a year. Yeah, just over a year.
Yeah.
There would just be months, like say, like some months where I'll be working maybe like every weekend, or
that's still, that's pretty
good. But then
good.
Sometimes it'll be like 2 months where I don't work at all, or it'll be like a month I don't work, or it'll just be kind of sporadic like that.
But the thing is that they've got quite a few other DJs on the roster as well, right?
Yeah, there's probably like 5 or 6 of us at the moment.
That's quite a, like, for one venue, that's quite a lot to like swap between and like figure out rosters and stuff. So,
but it is good, because it's, you know, it's normally people just be like, oh, like, can't work, you know, can someone, you know, come in or whatever. And it's just, it is the coolest atmosphere, because, you know, like even like Renee, if she's playing, she'll be like, oh, need to go for a smoke, you know, I'm just there like having fun. She'll be like, Hannah, can you just jump on the decks for, you know, for 10 minutes? And I'm like, yep, sweet. Like
just go through my crate.
Yeah, it's just like that kind of vibe. But I love it.
So with your record collection, and like, what was your very first record that you ever bought?
Oh my God. What a question.
Taking you back, right?
Interpol, Turn on the Bright Lights.
Interpol, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of my tattoos as well. It's it was like, Interpol was, you know, my first kind of taste of indie music, and I was so obsessed with them. And I remember seeing them
that's it there, right?
I remember seeing them at Falls Festival a couple of years ago, like before COVID, and it was just like, it was insane. It's just it's I don't know, it's a very...
What actually is the background of Interpol? Because they're from the 80s, right? Were they...
No, they're like just early 2000 indie band,
Okay, because I've always thought they were around the same era as the Police for some reason.
I understand like where you get that from, but
But no, like, so they're more recent then?
Yeah.
Okay, so because I've listened to a little bit of them, because I remember like when I first bumped into you and you're like, oh, like you told me about Interpol, I was like, I'm gonna check these guys out. And I was like, okay, like not bad.
Because that's what I was thinking as well. Like how we even met was how we went to it was the Rechabite, and it was like the
shout out to Bryn if he's watching. It was the
Hospo night, all white Hospo night.
Yeah.
And just I remember getting absolutely slaughtered.
I got pretty drunk.
But
as well,
I remember
to be
you being there with like your laptop, or whatever,
doing my thing up on stage,
like, you know, talking about, you know, and I was just kind of DJing, like and then I remember you like like I drove to Joe's with my records and stuff.
Yeah, and you messaged
met me at my car.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to like rummage through my
stuff. I was like, oh, look at that one. That one. Okay. That's pretty cool. Well, I mean, as I said, like you have a really, really good taste in music. So you kind of like, I was like,
thanks.
okay, like, you know, she knows what she's doing. So like with your record collection, stuff like that, so it's been building up over time, like how many years, and like
because my dad's been collecting for quite a while, and my mum as well. Like my mum, like most of my Led Zeppelin records are hand-me-downs from her.
That's pretty cool.
So they're like 30 odd years old.
Like Zeppelin 3, Zeppelin 4 and stuff like that?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
House of the Holy, Physical Graffiti.
Oh.
Like, just like... No, it's really cool. But, I rarely ever really buy vinyl online. That's when I'm, like, really, like, wanting a record. I'm like, okay.
Isn't it, like, kind of a bit, like, iffy? Because, like, sometimes they can potentially, like, melt in the mail, or, like, they get damaged because people don't treat them right?
Yeah, I think... Yeah, I don't know. I don't really ever think about that. It's more like...
Okay.
I don't really trust the make as much, because I'm not really sure where the hell, like, if it's, you know, some... random European kind of like, I don't know, you don't really know where they're coming from, and like if they're actually a legit kind of production of vinyl as well.
Like an original
so
kind
good.
of thing.
Yeah.
Well, because what different types are there of vinyl? Because isn't it like, because I mean, I'm a laptop DJ and I've always been a laptop DJ, and like, you know, shame me for everything because I didn't learn on vinyl and like beat matching by ear and this and that. But like, isn't there like a different RPM and stuff like that? And like,
so you have like,
because like, I know you can get smaller ones and stuff like that, but like they've just got less tracks on them.
No, they've just been, that's just how they've been
printed.
Yeah. And so it depends on, see, I'm not 100% sure as well.
That's right.
It's something that I'm learning as well. But yeah, you've got the 33 and the 45.
Okay.
And then you've also, like, it depends on the weight as well, I'm pretty sure. Like, you've got, like, the 180 gram, like, they're really heavy. They're supposed to sound better, but I don't really know if that's 100% true.
Okay.
They're, like, the heavier kind of vinyls, like, really thick. But yeah, when it comes to the RPM, I'm not actually 100% sure.
Okay. Damo, would you be able to...
I've got records that I have to play in 45 instead of 33 or
And
whatever.
is that just like a switch that you...
It's literally just a button.
Okay, it's just a button. But it just slows it down, or does it speed it up? Or
It slows it down.
Slows it down, okay. All right. Because like, I've always wanted to get like, you know, a pair of Technic 1200s or something like that, so I can try and learn to scratch and stuff like that. But like, you know, it's quite expensive to get record players these days. Like
100%. Yeah, like I've just gotten a new one. Well, new, it's like, an old Pioneer. But it's got a drive arm, which is supposedly like a better, it's like semi-manual, so you can, you know, place the needle on yourself kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was, I paid just under $300, and that came with speakers and everything, so it was a pretty good deal. But if you're wanting like a brand new record, you're looking at $600.
Can you look up a Technic 1200s demo? So I'm pretty sure they're like 1500 or something like that. Like it can be like, I'm pretty sure like they're pretty full. Yeah, how much? Because they're collectibles now, I'm pretty sure. There you go, $4,000. Like, I've been told those things are amazing, but they're like dual band.
I mean, you'd really want them to be like, yeah.
But that's the thing though. It's like if you're going to scratch and like, you know, try and be like Mix Master Mike, I think his name is.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, but they're collectibles though.
If anyone wants to donate to my
So then with that though, like, so with your record collection and stuff like that, how have any of your vinyls worn out or anything? Because I've always been told it's like, you know, when you...
Oh my God, 100%.
They do get worn out.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's more,
okay.
Well, to be fair, I mean, it's probably the mixture of my needle as well. Like the needles that you buy aren't really supposed to be for, you know, every weekend using them, switching them out, you know, like... You really need to be buying proper DJ scratch needles because they're not made to be lifting up and putting down the amount of times that we do, you know. But
like, how often do you go through needles as well? Like, did the needles?
I've only got one. I've only had this pair of needles for 2.5 years, something like that.
Were they expensive at all, or like what brand and stuff? $300 for a pair of needles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
but I mean,
the Orphan, they're like the ones that you know, but they go upwards of to a grand for
Oh my God, for a pair of needles. Like, okay, because like I've always been, you know, like when I used to work at the Flying Scotsman, a couple of the DJs there would actually be vinyl only as well, and I always thought it's like, okay, like. They bring out these like shiny red little needle things that, you know, plug them in, like put them down, and like as soon as they pack them away, they put them in a little silver case. I'm like, okay, like what's going on here, kind of thing. But then, so what happens with the records? Like, how do they wear out and stuff? Like, is it just from overuse, or is it just...
I mean, it can be anything. You know, obviously. You know, I had one guy spill his drink on one of my records. Like, it's just little things like, you know, will happen, or, you know, I scratch them with my nails, or, you know, whatever. I mean, I try to clean them as much as I can, like but it also has a lot to do with like inside of the arm as well, and like the connections between, you know, the needle and the cartilage and everything like that. Like, But like halfway through like one of my sets, like Renee came and like helped me to like really clean with like the clean some of the needles and like quickly put it back and like before the next track comes on. And you know we're constantly at Joe's like swapping needles, and because we've got some house needles that we sometimes have to use if mine's
but they're like the
up
backup needles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's always something going wrong with the channels or
That's what I love about Joe's juice joint though, because it's so old school, it's so classic. Like I remember when you went to the toilet once and you're like, here, just like, you know, stand behind the decks, and I was like, oh my god,
you got like told off or something.
Yeah, because I was playing with all the effects. I was like, oh, I can put a phaser and a flanger on this, and then one of the bartenders is like, like, don't mess with the music. I'm like, but it sounds better.
Yeah,
but it didn't sound better though. But you know, but I was just kind of looking at the mixer and I'm like, wow, this hasn't been cleaned in a while. It needs to be wiped down and everything.
Nah, the grimier the better, they reckon. So.
Yeah. Well, that's what's so good about that venue though. It's just so much fun because it's just, you go down there like, okay, what am I going to expect? And it's like posters on the wall.
Who
and
knows?
It's just yeah.
Exactly. It's never, and that's what I love is because you always feel, I never feel judged there. You know, like I go there and, you know, there's people, you know, like 70s or like in their like old couples to, you know, young teens to,
that's a good thing,
you know, of like all races, sexuality, like everything like that. And that's what's so cool. And they're all digging the music. Like we all come together because we all love the music. It's not because of, you know, and that's why I have friends now from all lengths of, you know, different. Well, that's so cool.
When you're a local there, you bump into so many people and you're just like, hey, you're a local as well. Let's hang out. That's what I used to love about Amplifier. Just go out there and be like, hey, you know, can I pinch your lighter? And they're like, yeah, sure. And join our table. I'm like, okay. Like, all right. Hello, guys. Like,
that's how it all starts.
But that's really good to hear though, because like, you know, I'm not naming names, but you know, in Northbridge, it can be quite seedy sometimes and a bit dangerous.
I mean, you're
for just
always
anybody.
going to get, you know.
Yeah.
Fuckers, like.
But it's like that time when I didn't get let in though as well, and I was completely sober, and like the security guard was like, "No, you're drunk," and I'm like, "No, I just stumbled." But having that restriction, having that like that full on like, you know, this is the law. Sorry, you know, if you're tipsy, you're not coming in. That's good.
Yeah,
because 100%. You don't want people going in there causing trouble.
Joe's has had not the greatest publicity in the last year or so. Okay. So,
I thought it'd be all good publicity.
No, but there's just been fights and like.
But that's the thing, is like they probably were at other venues drinking beforehand.
The thing, but, like the news has just happened to like pan to like Joe's with this, so they've just kind of made it as the.
But the Infra-Red network exists to rehabilitate Joe's reputation.
Yeah,
that's it. Joe's is a cool place.
100%. Yeah,
that's exactly it. But that's the thing though, is where it's unfortunate, but. You know, the people that may have caused trouble or whatever, they could have been at 4 different bars beforehand, pre-drinking or whatever.
Everywhere. It's Northbridge. People are just dumb and
Northbridge is Northbridge.
And alcoholics. Like it's just alcohol and.
Yeah, it's on the good side of Northbridge though. That's what I have to say.
Oh,
the 100%. Bad side of Northbridge is the paramount.
Yeah, no, literally. That's like my entertainment comes from standing behind the booth and just watching people get absolutely wrecked. It's like it's a beautiful thing.
So I have to ask as well, so with your music selection, so like how do you go about doing it? Because like for me, like when I first started DJing, I got told by one of my best friends, right, he said, look around the room and it's like, you know, what can you play to get him dancing? What can you play to get that couple dancing? What can you play to get that old couple, you know, singing along or tapping away? But with Joe's, since it's like so dim lit, it's dark and it's like grungy and it's like specific that kind of like specifically that kind of genre and stuff like that, with like rock and roll and metal and thrash and all that sort of stuff. Like how do you go about, like, because for me, like I'm scrolling up and down the laptop, you're literally like going through your crates going like, okay, I'll play this record kind of thing.
I mean, just as I've got easy way of organizing my stuff. It's just alphabetical, so I've just got it, so I know quickly where to find things.
That's pretty cool. That's a good way of doing
it.
But
I don't really go. I've learnt to not go in with a set in my mind because I know that it always goes to shit. Like I know that if I get there and I just play what I want to play, then the night goes so much smoother. Because otherwise I'm kind of like, oh my god, like what am I going to do? I had this idea and, you know, but it really is like, it is the vibe. It is, you know, if I can see that it's like, more grungy kind of people there, I might even start off with, I don't even know, like just like really like early Nirvana or something, like straight away, just to like, get people in that kind of grungy kind of, because that's also something that it's hard to, because if I kind of, you go on that bluesy kind of thing and then to kind of go into that more heavy kind of,
it can be like quite sudden and very full on.
Yeah, it is that fine balance of trying to find that kind of, that's what I love, like Smashing Pumpkins and stuff like that, because it is that like really great mix of grunge but that kind of psychedelic rock that just sounds so good and people just dance to it and it's just like, it sounds so cool.
But that's exactly it though. That's the thing, because like if you go straight into it, or you just like, you know, like being able to just to read the crowd and just try and play appropriately, like, you know, it's what we're employed to do kind of thing. And like, you know, I know I've met so many DJs in the past that it's like, no, I just play what I want to play. It's like, does it work
and
out?
100% like being able to
just play on the fly.
Also, like talk to, you know, you can't just tell people to fuck off. Like we've got, Joe's has got a big sign that says fuck off.
Really?
Behind, it's like lit up. It's pretty funny.
I don't think I've ever seen that actually.
And
wait, have you seen it, Damon? Oh, really?
People like get photos with it.
Really?
Or like,
okay, next time you got to point it out, like, because I've never seen that. We used to have
just a written sign that said,
is it behind the
like,
DJ
we don't
booth?
Have that fucking record or something.
Is
like
it
that.
Behind the DJ?
Yeah, it's like just behind.
But that's good though. That's a good way of doing it. Like
it is like a, you know, it's a cool thing. But it is, you know, if someone requests something that I have, I'm gonna try and put it on during the night. I'm just gonna be like, fuck you. Like I'm gonna, you know, I want people to enjoy their night. And it is unfortunate when they come to me and they're like, you know, I don't even know. Do you have like the most current song? And I have. Really,
you have like
don't
Diplo
have that on
or
vinyl.
something.
Yeah.
And like, this is the wrong venue. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also love when people come to me with stuff that I don't have, but that's so cool. But then I go, you know what? I know you'll like this. And they go, oh my God, this is like an even better suggestion. Like, thanks so much.
And that's what's so good about being a DJ, right? Is like introducing people to new music.
Yeah.
Because like we've had this discussion so many times in the last couple of years where it's like, you know, some people say it's like you should play 75% or 50% what people know, and the last 50 or the last like 25% should be like, you know, what people kind of don't know. But like for me, it's like, how do you know what they do and don't know? Because like music is so subjective these days, and it's like they just sit on Spotify and Spotify picks the music for them. Yeah. But the thing is like, you know, if you go, well, no, I think I got something for you. You know, like 2 months ago, a month ago, like I had a lady come up to me and she's like, oh, can you play A Flock of Seagulls? I ran and I was like, yeah, I'll play that. But have you ever heard this song by A Flock of Seagulls? And she was like, no. I was like, trust me. Like, if you like this song, you'll love this song. Put it on. I was like, I had no idea they did that kind of stuff. Yeah. And it's just like, it's so good because, you know, we're just introducing
that's
people.
Something like that, because if I get, sometimes I'll get like the most generic request of that artist.
Yeah, like put on It's Tricky by Run DMC.
Yeah, exactly.
Or something like that.
Fucking Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name.
Yeah.
Just like constantly. And I mean, what a banger of a song, but there's only so many times that I can play it before I'm like, this is getting old. So then I'll play Bomb Track or Freedom of, like, or just like, you know, different kind of stuff like that. Or
Can you bring up their top 10 songs? I think it's Gorilla something. By Rage Against the Machine. I can't remember the last word of it, but it's so good. It was on a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 soundtrack, and it was so good. And I try and play it out and about, but it's also like, you know, depends on the venue I'm playing at. But that's where you're so lucky, because you get to play like literally the classics of the classics.
The coolest music.
Yeah. You know, like when I get to play in Scarborough, it's all Calvin Harris and Rufus and stuff. Yeah, because like Bulls on Parade is good. Yeah, Guerrilla Radio. I love that song so much. And that's number 2 above Bulls on Parade. Okay. All right. But see, like that's the thing. It's just like, you know, artists like Rage Against the Machine, unless you go to places like Joe's Juice Joint,
you're not going to hear it.
You'll never hear it.
That's why I normally am like, yeah, like sure, I'll put that on for you. Like no worries, because I know that not everyone's obviously listening to it all the time like I am, like out, you know, dancing with. Yeah. And that's why it was so cool with Joe's. Like, I mean, apart from, you know, having a family get together, I would not be putting that kind of music on with a large group of people apart from at Joe's.
You're still lucky to put that on with the family though. Like for me, my family would be like, turn that shit off. I'm like, no, it's good.
I was really blessed with the coolest parents. That was, my dad's been, I mean, a big metalhead for ages. My mum as well, like she's that's really how they met, and they at bands and stuff like that. They would just kind of
just go out and just party and then just meet each other.
Yeah, basically. And like I never really like Dad and I bonded over music probably the most as well. I mean, we just, every time I see him as well, we just always, he's always like, have you listened to this? And I'm telling him like, have you listened to this? Like we just like always shooting each other like new music or stuff like that. So it's been a cool thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm
You're very lucky.
Extremely grateful for them. But I definitely think that I've formed my own music taste, but I've definitely obviously had their influence for sure.
And so then with that as well, like, so with Joe's and stuff like that, did you have to kind of like mold your original taste into more the Joe's taste? Because like, say for me, right, like, you know, I love everything.
Yeah,
and like,
I'm the same.
But then like when I go to certain venues, it's like, I can't play this and I can't play that, but I really want to play that. Like a good example is like, just quickly, really good example is like Long Chims. I love being able to play at Long Chims. So I get to play The Cure and I get to play all sorts of just like, you know, just like classics kind of thing, you know, the Smiths and all that kind of stuff, and Stone Roses and New Order. But then if I go to Scarborough Beach Bar, it's kind of like, no, it's like, no, you got to play Bali Beach Club music. I was like, no, please don't. But it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So,
I definitely, like, I have some nights where I'm just like, you know what, fuck everything. Like, I'm just going to play my music.
Lucky.
And, like, I am the biggest fans of Queen of the Stone Age. Like, that's like, Tim, one of the DJs, he's awesome. He's his own artist as well. He's got his own band, and he's super cool. But we bonded a lot over Queens of the Stone Age. And so I think one night I think they were kind of like, all right, Hannah, like, this is like your 5th Queens of Stone Age song in like an hour. So like, let's just like, you know, maybe put something else on.
But were you just like, look, people are dancing though. People are enjoying it.
Yeah. But that was the same, like, have you heard of a band called Kais?
Kais?
Oh, Kais.
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
Kyus.
Kyus. Okay.
That was...
Yeah.
Turn your mic on.
Yeah. So Josh Homme, Nicola Berry, like, so Josh Homme was like the founder of it. Yeah. So Desert, Stoner Rock, dope, so cool. It really doesn't sound great at Joe's. Like it's because it's so kind of, I don't know, distorted. It really kind of, you can't get a great sound.
So that's one thing I noticed as well.
It is so cool. They're such a cool band. And like Fu Manchu as well. Like
Fu Manchu?
Yeah. Do you want to demo?
Pull them up. Please demo. See, like, that's the thing, like, when you left me there behind the DJ booth, I was like, wait a minute, like, I need to turn the bass down. Something's wrong with the speakers here. But that's kind of like the vibe with it. It's just like, it's the grungy, like, it's just too loud. Yeah. But at the same time, it's 100%. Not too loud, but it is very loud.
Yeah.
Like.
I think, I mean, with stoner rock as well, like, I'm trying to get, because, like, that was something that I didn't really hear as much at Joe's. It was very much... It's very like classic, like Iron Maiden, you know, AC/DC, all that kind of stuff. But they're just it's such a fun sound. Like Fu Manchu is just awesome. Like I could play any song and you could see people just
enjoy it,
enjoying it because it's just.
But isn't it so unfortunate though when it's like some bands like that, they don't really hit the mainstream, but at the same time they're just like such.
But like I'm also like it's.
Yeah, it's like listen to it. Yeah. I'm the same as well. It's like I go out and about, it's like, you guys have to listen to this track. I put it on, people enjoy it. But then there's like, no one's like, oh, what's this? Or who's that? And it's just like, okay, you enjoyed your 3 minutes. All right, I'll go into something else kind of thing. I got to ask as well. So have you ever had to replace your records? So it's like, you know, you've used that record too much. That's kind of like, you know, like you scratch your nail on it. Like, I'll get another one.
No, not as of yet. I don't think I've like damaged any of them.
Like permanently kind of thing. Yeah.
I've definitely got like, I mean, Led Zeppelin ones are like, they're super old.
Yeah.
And they just, you can hear them, like they just don't sound as great as like my new heavy records. So,
but that's completely fair though.
I mean, that's what you that's what you expect from a, you know, almost 30-year-old record. And it's, that's what's so cool as well. It's not something that's supposed to be a perfect, you know, auxiliary like sound. Like it's just supposed to be
Yeah.
what it is. And
It's supposed to sound like a classic, and
yeah,
it does.
I think that's what I've tried to stick with as well, because like obviously we have, when I say we, sorry, Joe's has
So for as long as you got the perfect
phonograph,
DJ M44-7 phonograph.
And how much is that?
Cartridge.
What
no,
is
no, it doesn't say.
Didn't say.
It doesn't say, but shout out to.
Wait, so what does it do?
It's essentially it's just like
Prevent scratching and stuff.
prevent scratching. It's basically a needle for you.
Right.
Okay.
Saying a shout out to one of our listeners for pointing it out to us.
Who was that? So
Quillia
shout out.
Webster. Shout out to Quillia Webster. Look at Sure MF M447s.
All right, shout out Claire. Claire.
And Mateo Colabatzi.
The mates of yours.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah.
We
We're
need
in
another bowl
Winthrop,
of grape
Mateo, so
juice.
if you can drop some
Grape juice. Oh, they meant the wine.
Yeah,
I was thinking like, what? Like actual grape juice, like Ribena? Okay, sure, I'd love a glass of Ribena. Okay, well, yeah. Well, no, shout out. So then, with your DJing and stuff, because you've only been going for like a year, like where do you want to go with it? How far do you want to push it? Because like it's such a cool thing you're doing, playing records out and about.
Yeah, for the longest time I was kind of like, this is just like a little cool thing. I have been talking more with Renee, who's the other DJ at Joe's as well, about kind of collaborating and, you know, making our own little business where we can, you know, DJ at venues like alternative weddings, or, you know, people that places that want a vinyl DJ that want to have that kind of music. I think it's a really cool idea.
Be careful of weddings. Weddings are quite. Like,
yeah, I could imagine.
I've taken a step back from doing weddings because it's just, if sometimes they want you to do the emceeing, and the emceeing is.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I don't think.
Trust me, just don't. Like, it's a can of worms. Like, but if you just got to play records at a wedding and that's what they want, then go for gold.
It is hard because obviously it is, you know, it is a bit of a niche environment. Like, it's not like there's a huge demographic for people that, you know, want a vinyl DJ, but it's such a novelty in a sense. Like, people, you know, want that.
There are a lot of venues out there that in Perth that do only play, well, they prefer that. Like the Elford Hotel, which used to be the Flying Scotsman, I'm pretty sure they're record only. I'm pretty sure they allow digital records, but it's still like, you know, records kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
Have you ever thought about going into digital records at all? I mean, it's a bit of like a jump though. But
Yeah. One of the. Do you mean like having your doing the
you can so I've got inside these tractor records, and so if you put them actually on a record player, and then you put the RCAs into your
laptop,
not into your laptop, into a little box, and the box goes into your laptop. Then like, if you take the needle off, it actually registers on the laptop kind of thing. Right. But then you can put whatever you want on those records kind of thing. Have you pulled that up, Damo? But yeah, vinyl emulation. Yeah, basically, yeah. It's interesting, but at the same time, it's not really the same thing.
We have, I think, there's... What's his name?
It's all right. Just be like that guy.
Or something. Yeah, one of the... I haven't seen him for ages. One of the DJs at Joe's had like... It was like his laptop with the... Yeah, just the two like blank records or something that he would just sort... I can't even explain.
I thought that would be illegal, like, kind of thing. I thought that was like frowned upon, maybe.
No, I mean, he's still, you know.
Oof! Don't tell me that, because now I want to try and get a gig now, because I have them and sitting inside. I've only played on them twice, and like when, you know, I kind of asked, like, can I bring my laptop? And I kind of thought, this is not a good idea. They probably won't say yes, but
nah, I mean,
maybe opportunities. Or I could do that. Yeah.
No, it's been the coolest thing. And like, moving forward, I'm not 100% on what
you want to do and stuff.
Going to do, but as long as I'm having fun with it, which I am, and
that's it. Just keep having fun. But sorry, you go.
Sorry, no. I think I'm coming to more of a realization that I need to be doing something that I love. Like, I think even if I'm going to be a bit broke or whatever, I think I should just really pursue. I've always been music orientated or art orientated. So, but I've never really made that my focus of, you know, it's always just kind of, I've had some stupid job to kind of, you know,
like fund
get
that
money and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, it would be really cool to have, you know, because really, do you work if you love love your job?
That's it. That's exactly it. Like with what I do, it's not a job.
Yeah.
I mean, if I have to go and do a 40th or a 21st, then it's a job. But then when I get to go to places just like, you know, like last year, I actually got an offer to go play at a rodeo. Unfortunately, it fell through. But when my booking agent said to me, like, do you want to go play at a rodeo 2.5 hours inland? I was like, okay. And like, they're going to pay for accommodation. They'll do this, they'll do that. And you get to hang out at the rodeo. I was like, I've never done that before. Yeah, I'd love to do that. Because that's not a job. That's like, I get to play AC/DC to a bunch of bogan hicks with their Commodores and like, and watch them do skids and ride a bunch of bulls. And like, you know, that would have been an experience in itself.
Yeah.
But obviously I get paid on top of that.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have been about the money. He'd just been like, this is an amazing gig. Let's just go have fun. Yeah. Kind of thing.
Yeah. I definitely think I'm realizing that now. And I think, you know, as much as I love Joe's, it is such a kind of eat you alive place. Like I just kind of, sometimes you do get kind of stuck in there. Like
it's such a good reference though. Like if you went out and about and said, I've played at Joe's Juice Joint, they'd be like, yeah, okay, she knows what she's doing. Not even kidding. Because like I said, it's one of the best rock and roll bars in Perth. And for them to hire you, they'd obviously go, well, she's played there for a year, 2 years, 3 years, wherever it is. She knows her rock and roll. Yeah, sure, come play in the pub.
Yeah.
So,
no, exactly.
As I said, there are so many venues out there that do look for, you know, actual like physical records or whatever.
I think it's also something that not that I'm, you know, I don't know, trying to be like feminist or like, no, I mean, I am a feminist, but when it comes to, you know, being a female DJ as well, I do feel a lot riding on my shoulders when it comes to just like, I don't even know, like just making more of a louder noise when it comes to females indeed, like in music, in whatever kind of sense when it comes to the creative side of stuff. Because I just like...
Oh, sorry, you go.
There's like some really cool... there's a band called Body Horrors.
Body Horrors.
So sick.
Have you heard of Body Horrors, Dan? Oh, okay.
I don't know if you can search them up, but they're like a...
Local band?
Yeah, all-female punk band.
That sounds awesome.
They are so cool. They're dope.
Because I was going to say that's the thing is like, it's unfortunate, but it's a very male dominated industry. And like, I mean, I can 100% understand where it's like, you know, if you go out and about and you do your thing, you feel like you got a lot on your shoulders, but it's just how the industry is sometimes.
100%.
And it's so unfortunate because we've had guests on where like, you know, like we've had a girl called Ali Val on and she was amazing to talk to, but she was just telling us about how it's like being the token white girl on the bloody, you know, on the bill kind of thing. And she's only getting picked because of X, Y, and Z. And it's like, that's not fair.
100%.
Like, you're a really talented DJ. Yeah. Why is that, you know?
It is. And like it is that kind of like, you know, I get... People may not actually say anything to me, but it's kind of like that look of, oh, what do you know?
Yeah,
what are you gonna play? You know, it's like.
But then you get up there and you show
play what the fuck I'm gonna play. Like, it's I think that's, you know, and it's not. I guess what I'm saying is that I guess like I'm not trying to, you know, DJ just because I'm a female in the music industry and I need to do this for all women everywhere. But there is part of me that really does want to do it for that.
Do the right reason and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's all about the music and just seeing people dance and having a good 100%. Time, right?
And I think we need to leave this image back in like this. I think especially when it comes to female DJs, there's like this expectation of what we should look like or what we should, you know, and like people can say as much as they want that that's just a thing that maybe we think of or whatever, but it is a real thing. And I bet you know, I bet you Triplet or even Ali or like that's, you know, they would be feeling that as well. It's not, we have this added level of, you know, just that
pressure.
That presentation of, you know, are we smiling enough? Are we, you know, like, it's just that kind of thing where I'm like, that's also, I think, something that attracts me to Joe's, is where I don't have to be that kind of, party amp up girl. Like I can just rock out
in your trackies or something like that.
Well,
you'd be
yeah,
fine.
I mean, maybe not my trackies, but like,
but you can literally just like do whatever you want, and like
just
it'll
that
be fine.
freedom of, But I think also like that should be the attitude for wherever women want to play. It shouldn't 100%. Have to feel like we're,
people should just be treated as people.
100%.
That's just the way it should be.
Yeah.
People are people. Just let people be people. It's just, it doesn't matter. Like if they're, girl, boy, trans, this, that, whatever. Just let people be people. And if they've got really good music taste, just let them go up there and rip it up and just shred the dance floor.
Oh yeah.
So then, with like, because we kind of skipped it over a little bit, but like, so with your music taste, so like when you go out and about and you try and like generate a dance floor in a way, how do you go, like what thought process do you kind of go through and say, okay, like I might be playing Ozzy Osbourne, and how do I get this dance floor going a bit more rowdy, or like, because like you've only got like, do you take 200 records with you?
No. I don't know.
Yeah, because that would be so heavy, right?
I don't know, maybe like 80.
Okay.
Maybe
Still, that would be so bloody heavy as well.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. It really is just, obviously reading the crowd, and like, it is kind of easy to tell, like if I've got kind of, say a crowd that's come from like a wedding or like a corporate event, and they're kind of that 30 to 50 age bracket, I know that, In Excess and David Bowie, and they're all going to be dancing to that kind of stuff. So it's just really kind of flowing it through Fleetwood Mac, The Chain, like just kind of those kind of real bangers that I know that are going to get people to dance. And then, I try and fade it out to back to my roots, which is the grungy stuff, because I absolutely love it. So
well, it's a good mix. It's a good way to do it, because you're playing what they want to hear, plus you're throwing in things that they might like, and then they might turn around and go, oh my god, this is amazing. So I think a lot of people, like they'll listen to,
say Smashing Pumpkins or Nirvana or whatever, and because it might be like an earlier, more obscure kind of album or song, and they'll be like, who even is this? And I'm like, this is Nirvana.
Yeah, and then they go, wait,
like,
what?
This is Bleach. Like, this is like, this is the shit. And they're like, oh my god, like there's so much more than Smells Like Teen Spirit, and
exactly,
and that's what Joe's really like opened my mind to as well, because like it was just like music that I could just, I would sometimes just come in to like see Bobby or Red or whoever, and I just like put my phone down with my Shazam, and I had all their songs just saved like on my phone, so I could just kind of, and I'd like search that artist if I don't know that artist, or just like constantly kind of getting new music and like building.
That's the way to do it. Like the amount of times I've gone out and about and just like held my phone near a speaker, like, what is this? I have to have this song. Yeah. Like me and Damo went and watched the new Spider-Man film, and at the end they had this
How was it? Was it good?
Oh, it's a Marvel film. Yeah. Like it was good, but
supposedly people are like crying to it.
Yeah, it's
who the fuck cried to that?
we were laughing quite a bit through it, only because like me, Damo, and my brother have been a part of quite a few like Spider-Man meme posting things. Okay. And so with that, it's like, for me, it's like if I watch the original Peter Parker, what's his name? Tobey Maguire. If I watch the original 3, I kind of laugh through most of it, because it's just like the way they've actually like manipulated it and put them as memes and stuff like that. But like watching that movie, I found it more of a Disney film.
Yeah, right.
Because it's owned by Disney, so they have to fit that niche market and make sure everyone is accessible and the whole lot. And it was interesting. But then at the end of it, it's just like they played the song. I think it was like Three as a Company or something like that. And they're just sitting there with my hand like that. Everyone's leaving, and I'm just like, no, I gotta have this song. Yeah, gotta know it.
I think, but like,
sorry, you go.
Yeah, like Bobby, when he was like regularly playing when I was first coming in, and I remember him playing I Wanna Be Your Dog, The Stooges.
Oh yeah, that's a banger. Yeah.
And I was just like,
what is this?
Such a fucking good song. And like I remember kind of like I've heard it before, but I'd never really kind of listened to the whole song in that kind of environment, and it was just the coolest thing. Yeah, that was just like, I was like,
but that's the thing though, is like when you go out and about, you're just like, wow, like what is this? I gotta know what this is. When you learnt to play vinyl as well, did you learn from someone or did you kind of teach yourself?
It was mainly, so Tim was a big help. He was like, so the first kind of few times that I played at Joe's, it was just me and, you know, him kind of like supervising, or he would just be, it would just be his night and I would come and he'd let me kind of control the tracks for a bit and whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, once you've got it, it's literally the biggest thing is just the music. It's knowing what to play, you know.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I mean, the most stressful times are, you know, when you've kind of just zoned out for a second. You've only, you know, you've got like 30 seconds left. So I've then got to get a vinyl, flip it, try and find the light to find the song that I need to then put it on to like.
Yeah. Just sitting there
me,
like,
just like, you know, someone's trying to request a song. I'm like, just please wait, like. Give me like 5 minutes because it's like, gonna take me 5 minutes to put a song on. But that's what's so cool as well. It's not like I can just like
that's
press
it.
you know.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
No discrimination to any
laptop DJs.
Yeah.
No, I see how it is.
Yeah.
But that's like with me though, where it's like, you know, I've done it for so long and I've practiced, and it's like I kind of just know songs that work with different songs. So all I do is just go on the search bar and go, you know, in excess into this or into that or whatever, and just load it up. And so I've got A, B, C, D listed up on my laptop screen.
Yeah.
So that way, if I'm playing A, and I only ever play A and B, but I use C and D as like, okay, I'll put C on next or D on after that kind of thing. Right. So that way I can, literally go, okay, toilet break, and just run off, run back, put that up there.
Yes, that's something I should probably, like in my head. I don't know.
Because that's the thing.
When in doubt, I always just put like long Metallica song on.
Yeah.
Just go have a quick,
see, for me, it's Blue Monday. It's always Blue Monday. 7 minutes. And just like, yep, bang. And just leave it on and just like wait for that break, right? The second break. But that's still like a 4.5 minute, 5 minute, you know, in track. And then like it gets to that break and then I come back and just go, just loop that and do my little thing.
No, that's so cool. Yeah.
So whereabouts, so you go to Midland crates, right, to go and get vinyl from that. Have you been anywhere else or anything like that, or like is there much of a community still around? Because like, you know, they say back in the 90s and the 80s and stuff like that, it's like it was just such a thing. You go to your local record store, you hang out. Like one of my best mates used to tell me that he actually used to work at a record store in England and also over Eastern Australia.
So my auntie, she worked at a record store in England and then worked at 78's Records.
Oh really?
When she would have been like, I don't even know. She was really young, like
wow.
17,
so 78 Records has been around.
So she was like, my auntie is also a huge influence to me as well when it comes to music.
But would she ever tell you stories about how like cool it was? And it's just
100%. And that's why she's got like the, you know, just the music brain of a, you know, she could just be like, yep, this is the band from, because she's just, you know, being, you know, labeling or sorting music like that. She knows, you know, has that kind of knowledge of music that's just beyond me, which is so cool to have. And that's what you get from working at a record store, is just you go, like we've got that, or that's, you know. It's
so unfortunate because it just seemed like such an amazing culture to be a part of. Like my mate used to tell me that it's like, you know, 10 new records would come in and he'd listen to them and be like, look, I'll get people to buy this record, just wait. And he like watched and was like, okay, like a bunch of teenagers walk in and he put that record on, put it on that specific song that he'd been listening to, like, all right, watch this. And then people would come and be like, what's this? Dude, so what's this? Like, I gotta get this. And then like, you know, managed to actually make sales and stuff. But it's
it's such a struggling industry, obviously, you know.
It's all a collector's thing now, unfortunately.
100%.
But I remember reading, can you pull this up, Damo? I remember reading something that apparently vinyl records have actually gone up in sales over the last couple of years.
Oh yeah, they've made a huge
increase.
A huge increase.
Yeah, because it's like it's more of a collector's thing now.
Because all the machines are too old to manufacture at the pace and quality that the demand needs.
Really?
So it's pretty and a lot of the guys that retired are coming back in going, man, and they're making a killing. But they're also like, well, no one really learned how we did it. So the new generation really needs to kind of figure it out before it's all over.
True. Yeah.
Shit, what can you say, man? Shit crazy.
But it's just it just seemed like it was so much fun. It would have been the coolest thing ever. Because, like, even back in the day, I guess for me, like, when I was young and I used to go to Sanity and go look at CDs and stuff.
Sanity,
But, like, CDs compared to records, though, like,
that's
it
also
wasn't the same
something.
thing.
My 2002 Toyota Corolla, loved her bits. She, I've just got like it's just a CD player that, you know, that came with her, whatever. But that's also helped me because I've got quite a few of the same CDs as I do records. And so I know the tracks by the CDs, like in my car. So I can know if I put that on, I know that this is, and there's something so like beautiful about listening to a record through and through. Like, you're not changing how the band wanted the production of the, you know, you listening to the album, especially when, you know, albums are made where they flow through the next song. There's like talking beforehand, or there's like a little monologue thing, and they want you to experience that full album. And so when you've got vinyl like that and you listen to it all the way through, you're just having that full kind of experience.
That's what I loved about Linkin Park, like the original, the first couple of albums, where it's just like one would just flow into the next, and it's like the whole CD would just be like an experience basically. And when they make albums like that or records like that, it is just like, it's just, you sit there and you have your headphones on and you're pumping it on your stereo, and it's like, this is just a journey. Like even like, you know, original Pink Floyd, like I'm a massive Pink Floyd fan. And I actually just recently downloaded The Wall again. I was actually getting ready to watch that because I love that film. But like, you know, I mean, Dark Side of the Moon, of course, but is it Pigs on the Wall? Oh shit, what's that? Can you look up their albums again?
You mean The Wall?
No, there's The Wall, but
you mean Animals?
I think it's Animals. I've just had a mind blank. I love Pink Floyd, but I've just had a mental blank. But the thing is, though, it's like when you listen to those albums and it's just like one leads into the other, it's just, it is just such an experience.
It's magical, yeah.
Yeah,
no,
it is. It's very magical.
And they're so good for...
Yeah, Animals, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's an amazing album. But yeah, sorry, go on.
Just like those albums that have cool little intros or like monologue things, or like behind, you know, it's like them setting up behind, you know, they're really cool to kind of intro your set or like outro your set or whatever. Like I love doing that sometimes, like especially like obviously Queens of Stone Age has like a lot of that kind of just talking gibberish at the start of the song, or same with Smashing Pumpkins, because that's also a thing. And when you know, bands that are like almost like psychedelic kind of rock, they might have like 3 minutes of white noise that I obviously can't just play that whole song. So sometimes I'll play like the start of the song and then kind of mix in a song in the middle, and then I'll come back to that same song and play the end.
That's really good way of doing it.
You know, I'm not going to play a Smashing Pumpkins song that's, you know, 8 minutes long with, you know, an awesome intro and a, you know, I mean, it's awesome song, but I can't just have this kind of like floaty music for
8 minutes. But still, that's an amazing way to do it though. That's really cool, because like I've done things like that in the past as well, but it's just like usually just grabbing the ending part and then just you know, throwing that at the end just to try and, you know, this is the end, goodbye, closing time kind of thing, because it's so cheesy always playing the closing time song. But like, do you guys at Joe's have like a song that usually is it, or do you pick and choose your own usually?
I just play whatever. I just try to.
That's
sometimes
pretty cool.
I mean, when I first started playing, I would get kind of told off for keeping it like too loud for too long. Like they were kind of like, all right, like let's kind of get these people out of here sometimes. Like, and I understood it was like, you know, 4 o'clock in the morning, like we needed, you know. But I've definitely been better at kind of, you know, half an hour to an hour beforehand, just kind of slowing things down. And sometimes I'll play Pink Floyd Time.
Oh really?
And just crank it up. And it's just song. Like this, it's just that, you know, that polarizing like clocks and ticking and it just, everyone's like, the lights are on, everyone's like, no, we're gonna leave. Like, so it's good for kind of deterring people.
I'll never forget. I played that at Scarborough Beach Bar once, right? And this old guy came up to me and he's just like, "Lucky I'm wearing my shirt." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He literally lifted his shirt. He's wearing a Dark Side of the Moon shirt. It's like, "This is one of my favorite songs, man." And like fist bump. I was like,
"You're like lucky he was wearing it." Like,
awesome.
Yeah.
But it's a good way of doing that because, like, for example, when I used to play at Lucy's Love Shack, Love Shack, did you ever hear about the Bucket Bong song? Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Look that up, Damo. And can you look up the lyrics for it? Yeah, the Bucket Bong song. It's literally the lyrics.
It's surely not a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
The Bucket Bong song.
So, like, I got told by 3 of the staff, it's like, you got to play this
Lord.
every single time. Can you please read out the lyrics? And so, like, for a good, like, 3-4 weeks, this is, like, the last song of the night. And I was like, I don't like this song.
The band has stopped, the night is young. The bar's closed, but there be more to come. She whispered softly, I don't want to be alone. Can me and all my friends come back for cones?
Oh my god.
I caught her head and I felt so cheap just to make sure my grandmother's sound asleep. I should have noticed her look was kind of smug. She only wants me because I got the drugs. My mouth was dry and my knees were weak. She held my hand as we walked down the street. Didn't give a shit, she got my first name wrong. She only wants me for my bucket bong. She only wants me for my bucket bong. And when we're home and I'm feeling scared, because there's no bucket, sink, or vessel anywhere. And if she wants a bucket, I have the last one. And she'll have to have it with me in the bath. She'll have to have it with me in the bath. She only wants me because I got the drugs.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And that's what I mean. It's like,
Well, and you would play that song.
Right.
I got told by 3 bar staff, it's like, you got to play that. That's the last song of the night. I'm like, okay. Like, played it the first two nights, Friday and Saturday night. I was like, I just don't think I can do this. Keep doing this. I mean, sure, Closing Time's an alright song, but playing that, it's like, okay, everyone fuck off and go home.
Yeah,
it's
literally.
like,
Yeah.
So, like, I've tried doing things such as, like, you know, Hotel California or, like, what's another good one? Have you ever heard of Tribe Called Quest at all?
I don't think I have.
Okay, they're more of a hip hop band.
Okay.
So then there's a song called Award Tour, but at the end it's just like you might not be able to find it, but it's like there's like a little like ending outro thing, and it says like 7 times out of 10 we listen to our music at night, thus spawn the title of this program, Catch You Later or something like that.
Yeah.
So I always
Sweet.
it's just like, you know,
That's
a good
good.
way to segue out in a way.
Yeah.
And even though it only goes for 10-15 seconds, it's just like a little thing I put on the end kind of thing.
Yeah.
So-
That's dope.
So then, like, as you were saying before, it's like when you're in your car, like you've got CDs that mimic the records that you've got. But then, like, with the CDs you don't have, because if you got a collection of 200 and then you take 80 out of that 200, then do you kind of just go like, okay, like here's Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, like, you know, like well, yeah, Black Sabbath album, but
Yeah.
but like, do you ever kind of get a bit stumped and a bit like have to try and find something?
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Especially if I've had too many picklebacks or no, like I'll always have, like, I mean, Led Zeppelin's always a great thing that I go to, that I know that
Everyone knows
most
Zeppelin.
yeah, most songs, it's just gonna work, you know. So if I'm ever stumped, it's always, I mean, Black Sabbath as well, always, you know.
Yeah.
Joe's is, I think, I don't know if you've seen every time a Black Sabbath song's on, the light swing,
The light swing,
like
really.
the not like automatically, like they're just the bartenders just like swing the lights in
really? Okay.
like
Do you just
fucking,
get
like,
atmospheric kind of thing?
yeah, just all praise the, you know,
Yeah, the
Black Sabbath,
Sabbath,
like
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I definitely get stumped with that kind of stuff, and especially when I want to try something out. Like, a couple of times I've like tried to do like the intro to like the Law and Order intro, like
that's pretty
the criminal
cool.
justice
Yeah,
system
it's
is
like
like
dun, dun,
sexually
dun, dun.
based offences are considered especially heinous or whatever in New York City, like that kind of thing.
You memorized it.
So I
holy
would like
shit.
go into that into like Electric Funeral, Black Sabbath.
Okay.
And
That would be
I made
sick.
it was like just off by like a second or something, so it didn't quite work.
Yeah.
But it's still just like it was
It
cool.
still works, yeah. But see, that's the thing as well. It's like when you're playing with the crowd in a way. So like if you throw things like that in there, people like kind of look as like, is this the Law and Order theme song? And like,
but that's what you want.
What?
Like, I feel like I want people to kind of be like, you know, kind of like stop and be like, oh, what is this? Like, what is happening? Like, That's what, that's what's cool as a DJ when, it's that kind of people are just kind of dancing or whatever.
See, I do that sort of stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I don't think I've actually I might have told you, I can't remember, but like, I'll do things where like, I might play, say, Blue Monday or like a 6-minute song, right? And I'll run down to the bar and I'll go get 2 shots of tequila. Then I'll run back to the DJ booth and I'll put the tequila song on. So everyone's kind of like, the DJ's just sprinted down to the bar, got 2 shots, ran back. What the hell's going on? Like, I guess he's going to be drinking. Put the tequila song, I was like, oh, this fucking guy, kind of thing. And as soon as he hits tequila, it's like, bang, bang. But the thing is, when they see me have the shots of tequila, right?
That kills me.
Like, when that's the thing, right? When they see me have the shots of tequila.
No wonder why you're slaughtered by the end of the night.
That's it, right? But they see me have the shots and like, well, he's ready to party. All right, because it's party time. True. Or like, I'll get like a little bit tipsy and I'll put the Austin Powers theme song on.
Yeah, that's dope.
Or like I'll put the Pokemon theme song on.
Yeah.
And people just like, is he playing Pokemon? I'm like, no, it's a Michael Jackson song. What are you talking about?
Tim would have, he was great at playing. He'd do like the Pulp Fiction.
Oh, yes.
Like
the intro to that.
And then he would play the song. The Black Eyed Peas have taken it now. But
it was, can you look that up? What is it? I used to do the exact same thing at Lucy's.
It's like the Surfers song or whatever.
Oh, that was...
Who was that? 'Cause it's not Shoeboy Army. It's
No, the guy who lives in...
Yeah, he does surf rock. I can't remember the exact song. I used to do the exact same thing, but I got in trouble at Lucy's for doing it. Because literally the lyrics would be like, if any of you motherfuckers want to have...
Dick Dale and
Dick Dale.
Yeah, Dick Dale.
That's it. Yeah. But I did that like twice and I got in trouble with the bar stuff.
Swearing?
Because like the music would stop and it'd be like, ding ding, and like the door would open shut and it's like, if any of you motherfuckers move, I'll kill every one of you or whatever it says. And people like, some people will get it like, this is Pulp Fiction, and go straight into it. Yeah. But the people that don't know, it's like, what the hell's the DJ doing?
Yeah, true that.
Because that's what's so unfortunate as well. Like, this is a good topic we can get into, but music's fading away. Like, at the moment,
what are you talking about?
Like, it's not fading
away.
But like,
what are we doing now?
Yeah, but I mean, like, we've got Blondie Call Me playing, right? Mm-hmm. And like, if you go and play that at like a nightclub where there's 18, 19-year-olds, they have no clue. And Elton John, an Elton John movie comes out. Oh my god, I love Elton John. A Queen movie comes out. Oh my god, I love Bohemian Rhapsody. The actual growing up with CDs. The same,
people like, it's become such a generic thing to wear like the band t-shirt and then kind of not. And I don't want to ever be like that music snob where you go, you can't wear that because you don't know nothing anything about it. Yeah. But I also kind of want to be like, well, at least kind of understand where your style is then coming from, if that's what you're going to wear and show.
Yeah. See, I'm the exact same. When I see people like, I've seen out and about in Perth before, someone wearing an Unknown Pleasures Joy Division shirt, but it's got like literally like
that's
cats.
Literally like everywhere.
And it's like cats all the way up and down. And
that's
like,
dope.
It's like the waves, but it's like little cat ears, and it's like, come on, like. That's not the actual shirt. Like, come on. But you can't say anything about it.
You're all excited. You wanted to talk music.
Yeah, it's like, Joy Division.
I like cats. I'm a fan of cats, not Joy Division.
Yeah, I have no idea what Joy Division is.
Talking about getting excited about talking about music with someone. I a couple of weeks ago when I was playing, it was like I finished my set or whatever, and J-Rad came on and he was playing like Queens of Stone Age, whatever, and I was like, yes, sweet, And I met this girl and we were just talking and like dancing. She just like turns to me and she goes, oh, so when do you reckon like he'll stop playing like really heavy metal music? And I just I was like, we was this close to, I was like this close to finding like another friend that like bonded with music, and she just like was like, when is this gonna stop? I was like, when is this? Sorry, what? Like, do you know where you are? Like,
no, I get that 100%.
I mean, I understand also like it can be a bit polarizing having that kind of music the whole night, but it shouldn't be like that either. Like you should, a good DJ should be able to break up the genres throughout the night. Yeah. But I think if you're going to Joe's,
it's what you expect. Like, that's exactly it. But that's it, and that's the problem where it's like kids these days literally just sit on Spotify and TikTok and the playlist. Like I've played at a venue before, and they're like, "Can you play TikTok songs?" I'm like, "What the hell's a TikTok song?" But like, I've been told, like not been told, but it's like, they sit on Spotify and they get the generated playlist of like 80s rock, but it won't be like, classic 80s rock or
Yeah.
this or that. It'll be what they think 80s rock is. So it's like they tailor their hits of the top songs without going into, you know, like say Atomic or, you know, like, you know, actual like other Susie and the Banshees or stuff like that.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
it would just be Billy Idol kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate with that. But then it's like what I was saying before when we started, like, you know, when you notice my Ziggy Stardust, Ziggy Stardust bloody sticker on the back of my car.
Yeah.
And the thing is like David Bowie passed away, last year, 2 years ago now, 3 years ago.
Peace,
and the thing is like, just like with Prince, it's like Prince is gone now as well.
Yeah.
So then like, I hope their music doesn't fade away. But
No,
Space Oddity won't fade away.
No.
But like, will Young Americans fade away?
Yeah.
Or like, you know, China Girl or something like that. And it's just like, it's when it's just...
I think that is why I have such a connection to vinyl as well, because it is like that preserving the kind of old way of music and how it was, you know, produced and
just the way it was meant to be.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, you know, music's ever evolving. You know, pop is just going to be, you know, like that's, you know, it's always been like that. It's not like it's been kind of, it's not a new thing. It's just going to be, but, you know, it just happened to be that the coolest genres were, you know, 20 odd years ago or however long.
Well, in our opinion, though, that's where it's sad.
No, I don't know. I think that it's just a known fact, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Disagree with me in the comments if you, I don't know.
But like, Damo, can you try and pull up the statistic where it was because I think it was like 2012, 2013 or something when America, before then, the biggest export for music was country rock.
Right.
And then after that, it's all hip hop now. And hip hop's literally taken over the world.
Yeah.
And it really has, but I don't like it like, in a way.
So it depends on it
just depends on your taste and depends on this and depends on that.
I show you the video. You watched the video of when the guy. Did you watch the video I sent you when the guy's legit naming the people he shot?
No.
Like,
I wish I did, but
it's great. Oh no, it's amazing. No, literally, that's the chorus. Who I smoke. And he like names them. He like legit names them.
All these people that
like all these three guys you shot, and that's the chorus, and it's to
God.
and it's the beat's a sample of 1,000 Miles. It's great. It's
1,000 Miles by what? Vanessa Carlton.
By Vanessa Carlton. It's amazing.
God.
It's great.
Okay.
However, it's we figured out it was in like 2020, and that was like 2019 was like the last year that rock and roll was kind of in front of hip hop. Yeah. And then it got overtaken like at the end of 2019. So when 2020 rolled around, hip hop's now the most
the most listened to genre.
The most listened to, according to Spotify and shit.
And that's where it's kind of unfortunate because it's like, in my opinion, it's like, you know, any kid can just open their laptop and start making music. But, you know, back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, it's like you have to go to a studio and then you have to sit down with your guitar and your drums and everything and work it all out. And that's where it's like, this is me shitting on DJs a little bit, right? Just gotta say that.
I think like live music obviously that's something that's a bit of a
it's still around.
I think I mean I try to see as much live music as I can. Like Bobby and Red, who are resident DJs at Joe's that have been there for years. They're in a band together, the Scotch of St. James.
Okay.
Super cool. Like bluesy rock and roll, like really cool. And I went and saw them maybe like just over a month ago, something like that. But just like I think that's a real like a thing for the younger generation as well. Just to, you know, especially when we don't know when we're in lockdown again. Just to get out and support local bands. Like there are so many in Perth. Yeah. And like they are so cool as well, and they're just like there's like little like the Pretty Uglies, they're like really dope. I saw them down south.
You're gonna have to hit me up with all these different bands after, because
Home Brand as well. Because so cool.
I've been trying to get quite a lot of bands on the podcast, just to like, you know, instead of just doing DJs and stuff like that. But like we've had Rah Rah Viper Band on, we've had Jonah and the Giants, like Green Pools, they were really good. But like Green Pools and Jonah and the Giants, they're more like folk country kind of stuff. Right. But like watching videos of the lead singer from Jonah and the Giants pour her heart and soul out into her music, and then as she on the podcast, she was telling me it's like, you know, people are singing the lyrics back at her, and
Yeah,
it's
see,
like
that's an amazing thing.
yeah.
That's
She told me
like-
she was in tears because it's like she was
Yeah.
writing the song about how like she was going through like a really tough time in her life and this and that, and then when people are singing the lyrics back at her, she's like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
wow, what's going on, kind of thing. But you don't get that with the DJ.
Yeah.
With the DJ, it's, for me, it's just you press play, and they just go, yeah, well, I
100%.
like this
Yeah.
Calvin Harris
Yeah,
song.
thanks so much for yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But 100% agree. It's like, I do find it's more like the local bands and like artists that do tour, like, you know, Jungle Giants and all this and all that, and like Methyl Ethyl and all those kind of, you know, those groups, you know, they are getting recognition. They're like the new forefront. But it's like, you know, they say, well, not they say, but it's like, they have like the last tours ever, like when Phil Collins came here, kind of, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
and like he had to sit down because he's so old and he's falling apart. But it's still just like you're seeing Phil Collins and he's
Yeah.
like maybe 65 or 70 years old, but like, you know, you give him another 20 years and you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Just
See, that's like, I mean, before COVID hit, I went, I saw, who did I see? I saw Tool.
Tool.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
with
that
their new
was,
album?
like, yeah.
Okay, that would have been
was
pretty cool.
Insane.
Yeah.
That was Perth Arena. Yeah, that was
the album was
insane.
good because I still haven't listened to it.
No, really
I've been
cool.
told the album's
It's
really
definitely
good.
more kind of instrumental and no, that was cool. But yeah, like I'm just trying to see. I think music. I'm just trying to just get as much of it as I can.
Yeah.
I guess so, and it is harder. I mean, Perth is so isolated as well,
is,
so
yeah.
we're not gonna.
Don't get me started on that.
We're never on the the hit list when it comes to
That's it.
tours, which kills me,
Yeah.
And for me as well, I missed Soundwave. I was not, I was
So yeah, I
after
never went either.
Soundwave.
I really wish I
Yeah.
went, but I always just thought like I'm
talking
in
to my
Bustleton,
dad,
like-
he's like, oh, what should I choose from, like Soundgarden or Stone Temple Pilots, or like, I'm like, oh my god, like imagine being at an event like that.
Yeah.
When your hardest decision is, choosing from these huge bands. Like, I just can't even imagine.
Yeah.
It's like a dream that I have sometimes that,
Well, you never know. One day you might be running
Wow.
festivals.
Wow.
Like, we need to bring them
Yeah.
back. Like, it needs to happen in Perth.
100%.
But
Yeah.
it is just so unfortunate because we do miss out on so much.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, I can't remember exactly the price, but a mate of mine, Puck, right, who's he's a good mate of mine, he actually helps set up the bands and stuff like that. They go to like he does the events at Perth Arena and stuff like that, and he's actually got a pick collection of like when
Oh,
he's
wow.
and the
Oh,
pick,
like the bands that have just
and he's got like Ozzy Osbourne, he's got Iron
Wow.
Maiden,
Oh
he's
my
got Rolling
God.
Stones, like all sorts of
Oh,
stuff.
that's so cool.
And like he just tells, whenever I see him, he's always drunk, right?
Yeah.
But I always ask him stories like, okay, well, what band have you seen recently, or like, did you ever see these guys? Did you ever see them? And he's always got a story and
Yeah.
being like, well, no, I got to see them, I got to hang out with them backstage and this and that.
Yeah.
And all he did was just like kind of be the roadie in a way. It's like they come to Perth, but they
See, that was me, like with I'm the groupie that kind of follows like the Pretty Uglies. I went and saw them down south, and like I just went down south to see them down south, and then I saw them again just like I think it was like Amplifier.
Yeah.
And like same with Home Brand as well. I've seen them a couple of times, but like just kind of being there and like kind of just
Supportive.
if you I mean, even Joe's as well. I feel like I'm a groupie of Joe's. Like, I don't know, I'm just there, and I just I like to be out and involved in that kind of in that scene, because it's the coolest. I meet the coolest people, and it's given me the coolest couple of years. So
We'll keep doing it because
Yeah.
that's the thing is like, it's not like going to a dubstep event or a drum bass event. It's like you actually going down south, like, maybe Margaret
Yeah.
River or something, Settlers
Nice.
Tavern, and like
Gorgeous.
going and watching the band
Yeah.
live, and then they probably know you by now, right? They're
Yeah,
like, oh my
yeah.
god, Hannah's here, right?
they know. Well, yeah, it was more. The chick that keeps headbanging, or like
Oh really?
yeah.
But still, that's awesome though. It's like, oh my god, the chick that's headbangs is here. That's one way to put it, but
Yeah.
still, they recognize you,
Yeah,
right?
it's
They're like, oh my god, one of our fans is here.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Because that's what bands need in Perth. They need fans. They need diehard fans that help them go.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, that's the thing. Is like, as a DJ, getting gigs and stuff like that, it's easier to make a living as a DJ than it is in a band.
Oh my God.
Because in a
So
band you get
expensive,
paid
yeah.
the same, but you split it between 3 or 4 members.
So true.
And sometimes
Yeah.
it's like a percentage of the door sales and stuff like that. So if you're playing down south, I don't know, like
See, that's when you need like sponsors or you know, things, people to merch and all that kind of stuff.
That's it.
Pretty early
but then
on
merch
and,
can be
good-
expensive
true.
and like, see, Joan and the Giants, when I interviewed them, they literally told me it's like they were so out of pocket. They saved up so much money, but they went on like a massive tour around WA. And with that tour, they hit like 40 or 50 different spots or something like that. But the thing is with doing that, it's like, you know, they're staying backpackers, they're doing this, they're doing that, sleeping on the floor, like, because they had like a band of like, you know, 3-4 people. So it's like, okay, the couple get the bed, the others get the floor and the sleeping bags or whatever. But they said from doing that, they were worn out, they were super tired. But the experience from doing that and the social media, because that's the thing as well. It's like, you know, it's gone are the days of putting up posters around the place. Like, you can put posters up, but it's all Facebook and it's all digital marketing. And it's so unfortunate because it's like, unless you have that kind of like, you know, look at me, I'm glamorous and I'm this and I'm that, and like I'm top of the top, and here's me, and you know, hopping into a Lamborghini or something like that, then it's so hard to try and reach, like, you know, reach the market in a way. And it's just like Joan and the Giants, they're not about that. They're all about the music, and that's why I love so much about them. Is that they're literally just like the folk country music, but then with that, it's just like the music they make, the things that they do.
I mean, fucking, what is it? Spacey Jane is such an example of what can, you make a cool, catchy song, and promote yourself well, and you know that's what can happen from a small Perth band. You know, they're touring Australia and, you know, probably internationally if we can, you know, once borders open, you know, like it just blows my mind, and would be insane to even just be a part of that kind of thing. So
but that's where, in a way, for some bands it's been very lucky for them with the whole COVID thing, because they've been able to tour, be able to do all their social media and do this and do that and get all the material behind them, that they get recognized over east. So then they eventually go over east. But then it's like that, you know, a good mate of mine always told me, it's like, you should move to Melbourne and DJ over Melbourne. But the thing is, if I go over to Melbourne, then I start at the bottom of the ladder. But you make it in Perth, a small little community, and then eventually people over in Melbourne are like, oh, look at this band. Then you go over there and you get your fans over there. And then it's like people in LA or America like, oh my God, check this Australian band out. And then eventually you can go and do bigger and better things.
No, I think we are quite lucky when it comes to having opportunities to, you know, because we are so isolated in a way, we do have more, it's, you know, more of a chance to kind of become that bigger thing, which I think is cool.
We're literally the baby of the world almost.
Like, it feels like that sometimes. And like we feel a bit behind things as well, I think.
Well, I've been to China 3 times, and the thing is, when you go to China, it's like, oh my God, why don't we have this in Australia? Like, what the hell's going on? But we're literally like, I think it's 8 years, Damo, 8 years behind the rest of the world. Do you know? That would be a hard statistic to pull up. But you are a very smart man, and you know you know a lot of these stats and stuff. Usually he's the one telling me the stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'll relay it onto others. But because like, look at us, we've got 27 million, and then you look at America, and they got 350 million.
Oh yeah.
I think, dude, I pulled that stat out of my ass. Like, I was just like talking about, you know, but it's like, it is. When you look at any music video from the early 2000s in Australia, it looks like it was shot in the 80s. Like, look at early 2000s Australian movies, dude. They look like they were filmed in like early 90s.
And they're the best cinematic experience ever.
Right.
Like, has anyone watched Two Hands?
Two Hands? No.
How good is that movie?
2 Hands?
Yeah, shout out to 2 Hands.
Heath Ledger. I don't know. Anyway,
it's Heath Ledger, really?
Heath Ledger, yeah, it's one of his first.
It's like,
Can you pull that up? That's actually awesome. Okay. And so is this a music thing?
No, it's just a Aussie when he said early 2000s. I was like, oh yeah. No.
But still, like, rest in peace, Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the movie Whiplash at all?
No.
Oh, you have to check it out.
Yeah.
Can you please look that up? It's all about a drummer, and he's trying to strive to do the best he can.
Okay.
But, like, he just keeps getting pushed back by his drum teacher. Like, he ends up going in, like, can you please read out the little blurb about it? It is an amazing film. And, you know the guy from Spider-Man, right, who does the reporting?
J.K. Simmons?
Yeah, this dude, yeah.
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, and he's the drum teacher, and he's just like complete
Oh, yeah.
asshole, but he's just perfect. He just
Yeah.
fits the role. But yeah, read the blurb. It is an amazing, amazing film. Definitely check it out. Once again, it's on Stan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Just like
There
this,
you go.
like
The story follows an
ad
ambitious
Stan
jazz
bottom of the
drummer.
podcast.
Sponsored
And
by
Neiman.
Stan.
Yeah.
Who is pushed to his limit by his abusive and ruthlessly strict band leader at the fictional Schaefer Conservatory. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That kind of paints the picture.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll go 90.
So what are your goals and ambitions for this year with the music industry?
Just to
I think I kind of asked
learn
that
as much
earlier.
as I can.
Yeah?
I think I've kind of put so much pressure on myself to you know, kind of know everything, and like I think I get very I know everything about music, like, or you know, when I don't at all, and there's so much more that I don't know. And I think that's my biggest goal, is just, you know, learning and enjoying it, and don't really have an exact plan as of yet, but I would really love to take my vinyl more, because I love it, and it's, you know, it's so much fun, and you know, might as well, you know, play at other places more often, and, you know, keep doing that.
That's it, yeah.
So
Well, it's like what I said before. It's like the minute it starts feeling like a job and it's tiresome,
Yeah.
then it's a job. But if you love doing it and you just, it's like it's a hobby, but it's
Yeah.
more than a hobby kind of thing. That's when
well,
it's
for me, I'd
just,
be doing it anyway, like just, you know, listening to it at home, or you
Yeah.
know, whatever. So
But it's
I think
passion though.
Yeah, 100%. And I think I would be so sad to lose that as well, you know, like lose that kind of, because it is, I think when we're kids as well, we're so, you know, it's easy for us to kind of just have those hobbies
Daydreams.
and passions and stuff that we do. And just as you get older, obviously, you know, just being an adult and having adult things in your life, you just lose those kind of things.
That's
and I
it,
think
yeah.
I've already lost a lot of my creativity when it comes to art and stuff like that. But I think it is such a thing that you do have to practice. It's not just something, you know, people could be naturally talented when it comes to music and art and whatever. But it is something that you have to, you know, it's an everyday thing that you have to keep doing to preserve, you know, for me at the moment, it's like, it's keeping me sane, because like,
It's the same thing with me as well.
oh my God, right?
Like going out and playing music, and it's just the biggest stress relief. And it's just like making, I've explained this on different podcasts, but making people smile and dance, stuff like that, it's just kind of
Such
like,
a
it's
warm feeling,
so
hey?
rewarding.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. And even though it's like, I've explained this before, but it's like, you know, even if I have to play ABBA Friday, Saturday, Sunday, at least people are enjoying it.
exactly.
Like, it doesn't bother me. But even if it's like the same music on repeat, as long as people are enjoying it and they're having a good time, that's what matters.
Yeah.
Because that's what it should be all about. Because we're basically being paid to be the CD player,
Yeah.
the jukebox.
Exactly.
In a way.
I think, I mean, I think of the same thing from all aspects of, music, art, everything, just being able to kind of hang on to any kind of creative, especially in Perth, you know. I mean, I hate to, there are things going on, whatever, but, you know, you go to Melbourne or you go overseas, and I've yet to experience that as well. So I think I'm also waiting to, you know, really kind of explore and just see more of the world, because Perth can be a bit the same sometimes.
It can be, yeah.
And I think that's why I love, you know, the Perth scene when it comes to music, though, because we do have a really cool
You'd be
music
surprised
scene.
when you go over east, because like Melbourne and stuff like that, like I've been there twice, and it's really, I've been there 2-3 times, I can't remember, but I love it. It's really, really cool, but it's all dominated by house and techno and stuff.
Yeah.
And like I found a few cool little dive bars. Like I found a really cool rock and roll bar similar to Joe's, but it's brighter though. So you can actually see each other and stuff. And
you don't want that, though. That's
and
like
the music's not as loud as well. So it's
you don't know. You really don't. Dive bars should be, you know, you can see in front of you, and that's it. That's just like, you don't want to be seeing what's on the walls or the people that's there. It's just listen to the music,
It's just like
drink
grungy.
drink your whiskey and
Yeah. But over there, I only found like, I literally sat on my phone. It's like, trying to find cool places to go. And sure, like I found a piano jazz lounge, but like I couldn't find any, like, I could only find that one bar that was similar to Joe's Juice Joint. I couldn't find anywhere else that really played. Oh no, there was a place called the Yellow Bird, but it's like half the size of this room though.
Yeah, right.
Can you please look that up, Damo? It's an amazing place on Chapel Street called the Yellow Bird, but it's just tiny little place. But the thing is, it's just like, it's kind of like, they've got double the population of us, and they're progressive compared to us. Yeah, the Yellow Bird.
I think it's like, like the street art and just like the art in general as well. I think. I mean, obviously music and art, they play hand in hand together. So actually, that kind of looks like Joe's.
Like this guy in terms of street art. You heard of this guy, Lush Sucks?
No.
He's a Melbourne dude.
Wow.
And yeah, he does all this sort of stuff, like good
like
memes.
really cool, like pop art kind of.
Yeah, really cool stuff. I like him a lot.
But that's the
like
thing.
political kind of.
Kind of
Not
looks
really, more like satirical.
Yeah,
ironic. Ironic,
Yeah,
post-ironic.
Yeah,
post-ironic. That's the word.
That's dope.
But,
So cool.
but once our borders open, then you'll be able to explore those. So you just have to wait and see.
That's what I'm so keen for this year.
Yeah, you definitely have to check out Melbourne, and trust me, when you go over there,
I've stopped there once, but I haven't actually delved into
the nightlife and stuff.
No.
When you do go over there, message me though, because like I've got like a list of like I've literally like hearted all my favorite bars and like gone through literally like everything that I can possibly find of like anything nightlife. Because when I first went over there, I was just like, okay, let's just go explore. Yeah. And so I think I saved like 150 different places. It's like all over the whole of Melbourne. It's like just different places that seem interesting. So I can definitely send you that list.
100%.
And you have to check out the hidden bars as well.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
They are just
amazing.
like
Perth, you can count them on your hand.
That's
the,
exactly.
and
they're not even really hidden bars. The hidden bar that we have is Sneaky Tony's. Yeah. Because you have to knock on the door and say the password.
Is it Convenience?
Yeah, Convenience.
Like
yeah,
the little,
and it's a 7. I've actually played there.
Oh, really?
And it's pretty cool. I really like the venue, but it's not it is just it's just a repurposed kebab shop. Yeah. And then it's just like 7-Eleven out front. And sure, you can buy smokes there and stuff like that. But it's just like, you can tell it's just plastic on these bloody doors. Yeah. It's not like actual Powerades and Gatorades and this and that. Yeah, so as soon as you walk in, it's just the lady lets you in. So it's not a proper speakeasy. Can you look up Boston Sub at all? Boston Sub over in Melbourne, right? This is the last one to tell you about hidden bars, right? But it's a kebab shop / hot dog shop, right? And everyone kind of just waits there, and then they have a capacity of 20-25 people, right? So this is it. So literally, it just looks like that, right? But then they actually open the fridge door, and it's like that. It's a tiki bar out the back.
Oh, that's dope.
And it's so small, literally 20-25 person capacity. Yeah. But then you can literally go there and order a kebab, kind of thing. They'll make you poutine and food and all sorts of stuff. And then you walk past and you're like, what the hell's that? But yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's a very, very cool place.
Yeah.
But that's it. In Perth we're getting there.
Yeah.
But it's going to take a while though.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we're only so big with so many people, so it is what it is, and in the middle of a pandemic, so I think we've got to be lucky for what we're doing as well and what we can do, I guess.
That's it. Just surviving.
Yeah. That's how I feel most days.
Thank God I woke up.
Yeah, literally. Oh, yay. Another day. No.
That's it. Another day, another dollar.
Yeah.
All right.
I know.
Yeah. Well, I think are we a bit over time, Damo?
A little bit over time.
A little bit over time. Oh, yeah. Spot on.
Yeah, we are.
We're about 4 minutes over time.
Do we have any more comments or anything as well?
We have a couple, yes.
Oh, we have a couple? All right. Time to do the shout outs.
Oh, it's Matteo.
Turn off the crickets?
It's Matteo Colabatzi going turn off the crickets.
Okay. What crickets?
Oh, yeah, it's the crickets outside.
Oh, the microphones are picking up the crickets?
Maybe.
I thought they'd pick up the Sex Pistols over the crickets.
Maybe you should ask Matteo that next time.
All right.
You being ironic.
Yeah.
Shout out to everyone.
Okay, yeah.
Thanks so much for having me.
No, it's perfectly fine. Yeah,
it's
it was
so
good.
cool.
It was good chats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a cool setup as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then like in a year we'll get you back on. Then
Oh my god,
and
that'd
do
be
a recap.
so cool, hopefully. Yeah.
And just
Hopefully
be
I'm
like-
not like a drug addict or something. That'd be horrible.
don't say
Imagine
that.
Just
Bullshit.
like, okay, she's back. I'm just gonna.
And you're just trying to take stuff off, like walk out the door
No,
with it.
no.
You're talking about you've been battling heroin addiction for a year now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ever since your show, I just like really went downhill. Like,
Yeah,
You
definitely.
couldn't handle the fame that the Infra-Red network gives you.
yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. You're the first guest who's ever said
No.
anything like that.
I thought I'd just mix it up. You
Yeah,
know,
it's good
'Cause normally
mixing
it's
up,
like,
yeah.
oh, all right, catch you later.
That's exactly
I'll
it. Yeah.
be 10
usually-
times the person I
Trying to
was.
sell the grime and the grittiness of
Exactly.
the juice joint.
Yeah.
She's trying to bring it back to the dive bar.
This is This is 90s grunge in 2022.
Yeah,
This is
that's it. We're bringing it back.
yeah, baby.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
This has been good
It's
fun.
been so much fun.
And then so I'll probably catch you at Joe's sometime anyway. So
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And I come down and pester you about putting this song or that song on. So
It's never a pest when you
yeah.
got good taste.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I try to have good taste, so, you know. All right. So, cheers for that. And then Damo makes us wave at the cameras.
Sure.
I say this every episode. It's more that it's like more of a normal thing now. But we have to wave at the cameras so people realize that we're finished.
Okay.
No,
Bye,
it's over.
guys.
Catch
It's been
up.
so much fun.
We'll
Thanks.
see. We'll see you next week with another guest. Catch you guys.